LeBron is, my GOAT.
Is he? Oh, let's talk about that. So give me your top three.
Bron, Mike, probably like Shaq. Bron is the best player because I feel like, just because you talk about the best basketball player, not the best killer instinct. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that he can play all 5 positions, the fact that he's done this shit for 17 years consistently, no drop off at any time. And we've been saying, well, not we.
You can decide you big teething right now, like you really feeling this.
But I'm saying
he's the best all-around player of all time. He's not far.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
All right,
I'll give him that.
Scottie Pippen. You would know better than anyone. How close is LeBron to catching Jordan?
The numbers don't lie. He's right there. He's probably ahead of Jordan.
Oh, my God!
What?
I didn't want to throw this water on you.
Michael Jordan is probably the greatest scorer to ever play in the game. But I may go as far as to say LeBron James may be the greatest player to ever play the game, because he's so potent offensively that not only can he score at will, but he keeps everybody involved. And you have to be on your P's and Q's on defense, because no guy on the basketball court is not a threat to score when LeBron James is out there.
I saw there was this big debate on Twitter about Kobe versus LeBron, who was a better, technical player.
Better skilled player.
Skilled
LeBron better skilled, but Kobe's a better player to me.
I think Kobe better skilled, and I think LeBron a better player.
Really?
Just overall, yeah. Just because LeBron, just his ability, right, to play with anybody and make anybody better.
I think LeBron is a better skilled player because he could do more. He a better passer than Kobe. He a better rebounder. I mean, he's ambidextrous. He could use either hand.
True.
He jumped just as high as Kobe in his footwork. His footwork.
I think Kobe
you'll never see, but the thing is, think about this. We seen Kobe before, or we seen Jordan, who Kobe emulated.
Yep.
We haven't seen
We never seen LeBron. No, for
Magic
sure.
Johnson.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
As great as I think Kobe Bryant is, I never said he's not as good as Michael Jordan. Man, this guy, LeBron James,
you think he could be better than Michael?
I do think he. I thought
I'll throw this water on you right now.
No, listen.
I'm gonna electrocute you twice tonight.
Kenny, listen. I always look at guys from my era. Like, I thought I would never compare somebody to Michael Jordan, but this guy LeBron James, from a basketball, like, he does
What didn't Michael do well?
Michael did everything well. LeBron James just bigger, stronger, faster. That's the only difference. But Michael Jordan always said, Michael Jordan had the perfect body. 6'6", 225. Can I run, I'll jump, tough, everything? I said, this other guy's 6'8", 260.
Magic, you don't think Magic?
Nah, I mean,
Magic wasn't this athletic freak.
Magic wasn't doing it like that.
He wasn't this athletic freak.
It's LeBron the whole package.
Scottie Pippen?
Hell no.
If you put them together,
you put Magic and
you gotta
Scottie
put Jordan,
and Penny Hardaway.
No, you have to put Jordan and Magic together,
and Penny Hardaway.
Then you get LeBron.
So we play in Miami. I'm like, I had a thing. If a team cut me, I was gonna have a good game against them, because I'm like, I'm gonna make you.
Make them pay.
So I was playing good. Woo. Then the play happened.
I know where this is going to go.
Then the play happened. So Rip Hamilton, I'm like, Rip, back screen coming. Like, get through. Back screen. Like, because, Tiz, we're a defensive team, so we know somebody you got to fall back. So I'm like, back screen coming. So he don't move, he stops. So, okay, of course, I got a bag up, take away, that. So we boom. I'm like this, I'm backing up, guard you, man, like I'm doing this. So I'm like this. They throw the ball up. And I was like,
Yeah.
Right? Like,
who is that for?
Yeah, right, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? So he, comes over. I didn't know he jumped over me at the time. He dunked it. Boom!
Well, a good little brush screen by Mario Chalmers. Picks off Hamilton.
And he goes right over Lucas. I didn't even see that on the play originally.
They go crazy, like, oh, I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
He said, I didn't know he jumped over
I didn't know. So my whole thing was like, oh shit, he dunked on me. Let me go get a bucket real quick. So I'm like, take the ball out. So I'm rushing down court. Tibbs called timeout. Oof. So
you got to sit there.
Yet. I don't see that LeBron is going to break a ground that hasn't been. You can't be Magic. You're not going to be the first 6'9" guard that come into the league and change the dynamic of what a point guard is. So he will never be that. He will be a great player, but he'll never be a groundbreaker.
But I disagree. I mean, I agree that Michael is above and beyond everybody, but LeBron is breaking new ground with the way he's playing, I think. I don't even know what position he plays, but he can guard all 5 spots. He's really the point guard, but then he plays power forward sometimes.
I was going to ask you, Steve, I mean, is this, sometimes you hear guys, well, he redefined the power forward position.
Charles redefined power forward.
Exactly. So what has LeBron redefined?
Well, let me make this. Well, I think the point that Steve was trying to make, like, if you remember last year in the playoffs, he guarded Derrick Rose. We would never let a 6'8" guy guard the MVP in our sport. I disagree. I mean, Scottie Pippen did that. But I'm saying, but Scottie Pippen will never play power forward. Right, but meaning, like, okay, as great as Shaq was, he's never, everyone always says, well, Wilt. Now, Shaq, greatest player we've ever seen at his position but he's always, because Wilt was the groundbreaker, so he never gets all the credit he probably deserved because he can't break through that Wilt comparison.
Well, that's on the people.
What LeBron is.
That's on fans
But I think that's what we're talking about. So I think that's the same thing with LeBron. He'll never be in that Michael category because he could never meet up to that.
Maybe that's next, though. Maybe that's the next step for him. He's got to win 4 or 5 more titles, and then people will talk about him in that kind of new mold.
I still think it'll be
Kobe. He's added the three-point threat. You know, when we came here 3 years ago in the first meeting, we weren't fearful of his shot. We were fearful of his power and his penetration and his passing. But now you fear everything. And I think maybe the greatest testament to LeBron is that, 5 years ago, he was one of the top 5 players of all time. And from 5 years ago till now, it seems like he's 10 times better because he's added so much skill to his game. And I get asked all the time about, MJ, LeBron, and it's such a difficult question to ask. All I know is they're the two best players that I've ever witnessed. They're very different, but, however you want to rank them, they're right there together.
I'm shocked at LeBron that he's been able to do it for this long.
Consistency, right?
Yeah, I mean, and we're talking about him going to potentially his 7th NBA final. Yeah. And, he's dominated this era of basketball that he's played in. And, to be able to do it consistently at this level in these many places, Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland, he's been the guy, which is, head-wise, I mean,
had to figure it out.
He's got to be a basketball savant, genius, just totally on another different level that, arguably we haven't seen in this league.
Shout to LB and your greatness, bro. You out here doing it every year. You've been consistent. He's never hurt. You never hear anything in the news about him. He's a great humanitarian. So on and so on with the ETC when it comes to LB. You know what I'm saying? LB starting schools. He's going 25 in the 4th against the Pistons. What else you going to do?
The player that's playing in the NBA today, Elgin Baylor, that could have held his own in the league while you were playing and with the rules that you were playing.
No doubt about it. LeBron James. I mean, he's like a freak of nature. I mean, this guy, man, he's built like Hercules. I mean, he's 6'8", and I think he weighs like 275 or 280. I mean, he should be out there playing football too. But, I mean, he is one heck of an athlete.
As far as playing basketball, you've got to enjoy this guy. If you're a basketball fan, you've got to sit back and go, wow, how did he do that? Or I always say, boy, I wish I had his speed. Yeah. But some of the stuff that kid does out there, he's by far, Kobe was always my favorite since I got out.
I don't like that, by the way.
But LeBron James is by far our best player in this league. I don't think there's really anyone next to him. I think he's there, then you go down the list.
Being a small forward, understand what type of player he is. Like Charles said, he's a player at 6'8", 260, 270 with unbelievable speed and athleticism. You can't. Where have you ever seen?
He actually could have been better in IR.
And I'll tell you something. If he ever really learns how to play on the post and adapt that as part of his game, you think he's unstoppable now?
He might have played better.
Outlaw.
He might have played on the 24. Falling away. Got it.
Start looking to go now.
Trying to get it in the fridge. LeBron, tough shot. Nothing too tough for
Jason Terry, good defense. Wade from behind takes it away. Chalmers, pull, James! Whoa!
What do you remember about that play? What do you remember about that moment?
I want to say it's one of the lowest moments in my career, but at the same time, I'll forever go down in history. Like, you got dunked on by the king. Every camp, every clinic around America I go and talk to kids, they don't ask like, man, how did it feel to play 19 years? How did it feel to play with Dirk or win a
championship? Yeah. What
how
question
did,
to ask?
how did it feel for LeBron to dunk on you like that? All right, come on, man. Get out of here.
Was it a fast break?
It was a fast break, but what happened was I was coming down. I turned the ball over.
Okay.
So it's just instinct for me when you turn it over, I got to get it back. So I'm chasing it. I might have chased their whole team and the coach, trying to get the ball back. I got Chalmers coming at me, and then LeBron's coming down the middle. Took my eye off LeBron for 1 second, chased Chalmers, turned back around, and he was already in the air, like in slow motion. And what made me jump is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, even if you did jump,
you're not gonna touch that, man.
You ain't touching that. Oh. And I jumped, man, and he lifted me on his knee, and I was still going up with him. Like, LeBron just bang, bang, it was over. Like, I elevated, I was in the rim. Hit the ground, man, and I didn't hop up quick. I laid there for a minute. And I think that's the picture, the meme that's out. Like, I'm laying there with my arms folded, like being the funeral, man.
I can't front, bro. I was one of those people on social media just dying laughing at this moment.
For 3 weeks, I was checking my phone, and people were sending me messages, man, you okay? Like, numbers I haven't heard in 8 years, I'm seeing numbers pop up. Jet, you good? You dead, big homie? You good?
Good point, Sean. Do you think that LeBron James is still the best player in the league at 36?
He's always been the best player. He's probably been the best player in the league since his 3rd or 4th year in the league. It seems to me that, the media, they like to outsmart themselves and try to figure out a different MVP every year. Oh, we like this guy. This guy's had a better year, blah, blah, blah. That to me is kind of like the Michael Jordan effect, if you will, where you know who the best player in the league is, but you want to prove that you're smarter than everybody else by electing somebody else as MVP. LeBron James has been the MVP basically every year he's been in the league. I know that we like to compare other players to him and say this guy is good. No one in this league right now has done what he's done, taking 3 different teams to the finals. And some of those teams, the Cleveland team that he won with, they had no business winning the NBA Finals if it wasn't for him. So to me, he's still the undisputed king.
Yeah, and you think about King James, he's played basketball so long that he actually played when Matt Bonner was playing. So, Matt, do you have any special stories going up against LeBron in your years?
Oh, a ton. But one that particularly sticks out in my mind was one time I was the lone person back on defense, and he was coming at me like a freight train. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to wrap him up and make him earn it at the free throw line. And right there, you see how strong and powerful he is. He went right through my arms and somehow finished that basket. And I remember looking at Coach Pop after he hit it, and Coach Pop just looked at me and shrugged his shoulders like, hey.
He's LeBron James. That's what makes him difficult to guard. Anybody else?
That's LeBron James. What do you want from me?
If you could have picked any current player right now to play with for an entire season, who would you have picked?
Probably Kobe, because of the fact that he's, well, of course he wouldn't have been shooting as much as he does now.
Yeah, you would have had to talk with him.
His desire to win, his dedication in the off season to get better, and he's just tough. He's just a tough cat. But if you want to have fun like I did with Bill Walton, you play with LeBron.
Really?
It'd been probably more fun to play with LeBron. But if you want to win and win and win, it's Kobe.
If he wants to win, he'd like to play with Kobe. If he wants to have fun, he'd like to play with you. Everyone interprets. How did you interpret?
Well, I mean, it's simple.
Kobe has 5 rings and I have none. So it's easy to say that. You know, if I got 5 rings and Kobe has none, then it'd probably be the other way around. So
LeBron James is by far